Hi there, I'm Morgan.Crosbie from Finch Chevrolet in London, Ontario, Canada, and you're watching Cars and Crosby. I've got a great Corvette episode for you today. We're going to talk about rims. We're going to talk about some cool gift ideas for the Corvette owner. We've got some new accessories that I have for sale, and then we're going to also be talking about production updates. That's probably the biggest thing that I want to address for today. We're going to be putting the serious face on and talking about production and a lot of the things that you're hearing right now in the news. I want to set things straight, especially for Canadians out there, because there isn't a lot of information that pertains to you guys in particular, but this also goes for anyone else. So if you're in the market for a C8 Corvette and you want to know what the proper expectation is going to be, or if you have an order already placed at a dealership, we're going to go over that as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it and start talking about that. All right, so let's get right into it. It has been an extremely busy month. Used Corvettes have been going so well. I usually advertise most of my trade-ins on Instagram, and then I upload private videos, but I haven't even been able to do that because they've been selling before I can even get the photos up. Right now, I've had no Corvettes on my lot for sale because they just sell before they even arrive. I have enough people that reach out to me telling me what they want, and then for me to be able to reach back to them before I even list it. Yesterday I just purchased a Louis, which is a Centennial Edition. It's a color that's very familiar to everybody. It's carbon flash metallic. So carbon flash metallic is the actual paint job of the Louis. It's a convertible 2012, and it's got about 29,000 kilometers on it. So that's one coming through the pipe. It's automatic, and other than that, I have no other used vehicles. So we got to get to some stuff. I haven't wanted to do this video for a while, but we got to rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with. In terms of production, there's a lot of things that people are being misinformed on, and Rick Conti just made a really great video kind of summarizing some news that came from General Motors about production allocation and what to expect for this 21 model year. But he also kind of brought into a broader topic of just, in terms of other dealerships, what they've been doing. Rick Conti, Mike Furman, Mike Davenport and I are all dedicated individuals to Corvettes. We have a passion, and we are here to help you out in achieving a goal, a milestone, or just getting an awesome ride. And I hate to say it, but there's not a lot of people out there that are dedicated in the same way that we are. And I don't mean that we're better than they are, but we've dedicated to having our ears to the ground and knowing everything there is to know about Corvettes. And not every General Motors salesperson has that ability, let alone all the dealerships. There's a very large amount of inventory that we have, and to memorize all that stuff, if you put a gun to my head and ask me some statistics on the Chevy Spark, I might know some broad ones, but I'm not going to know everything there is to know about the Chevy Spark. I focus a lot of my time and energy on the Corvette, and so it goes without saying that if you have a deposit with me or Rick, that you're going to have a very great expectation and be well informed. But that's not always the case with every dealership, and I hear a lot of horror stories about this time of the year because, on the eastern seaboard and in Canada, the weather's starting to get nicer. You may not have followed up with your dealership in a while, and you might be getting some ugly news that you're not getting a Corvette when you thought you were. If you have a deposit at a dealership, that does not mean that your Corvette is guaranteed into production. If you have submitted your order and they've given you order number, that doesn't mean that you're going to have your prices locked in and that you're getting a Corvette. The only way that you can guarantee it is if you have the allocation that the dealership's told you and that you're in that allocation. So if you're getting 10 deals to your dealership and you're number 8 on that and you've got a contract that says that, you're good to go. If you have your order submitted and they've told you that your order has been accepted, so you're 2000 status or above, your prices have been protected. But there's not a lot of people out there that really understand that if they have their deposit in and they've been given an order number, that doesn't mean that they're good to go. They're still open to having this model year change, the prices change on them, and it's a very ugly situation. And Rick put it very kindly. People are trying to get you off the market. When you have your deposit at a dealership, some dealerships charge $5,000 to $10,000, and that's going to basically, at least I would not want to put a deposit or do anything else if I had a deposit somewhere else, and you shouldn't just make that assumption. A lot of dealerships will take your deposit because they know that then they have you, and they may not have the allocation to produce it. For example, I have nowhere even close to the amount of allocation to fulfill all the people that are on my list, but I've told them a proper expectation of what to do. I'd rather be the hero and come to them and say, listen, I told you it was going to be this much time, it's actually going to be now this much time, and I look like an amazing person. Instead of saying to someone that, yeah, I can get you a C8, give me $5,000 or $1,000 or whatnot, and no contracts being signed, and then to find out in the spring that you're not going to get a Corvette. That's a terrible situation, and it's happening more often than not. So make sure that when you're getting your deposit at a dealership, that you can trust this person, that they've given you a contract that says that you're 8th in line, and know then that you still could be having price increases and stuff until your order is completely accepted. Production right now is going well, but we've also had 4 weeks of shutdowns in this model year, which means that they're now not certain about when the end of production is going to be for the 21, and they're no longer locking it in like a sold unit where your name is on it and you can do an NCM delivery. That to me is a really big indication that General Motors is wanting to be dynamic. They want to keep their options open and making sure that at the end of the day, they don't have to have a customer think one thing and then get told another. You know, at the end of the day, their objective is the same as ours. We want to get you your Corvette as fast as possible, but they also are being smart about making sure that your expectations are accurate. And so people like me and Rick Conti, we have your best interest for you. I can't always say that's the same for every other GM dealership. There's a lot of negative connotations about car salesmen, and unfortunately some of them are true. Some people are going to try to convince you that they can get you one. In reality, they don't have that allocation. So enough about that. If you have an allocation with me and you want to follow up, I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you're a Canadian and you're interested in learning more about this process, have no fear, I'm here for you. I don't mind if you have a deposit somewhere else, but don't take up 3 hours of my time and then go buy the vehicle at someone else. I can't put food on the table when you're getting it from another dealership, and that's just mutual respect. I don't like to talk about this stuff very often. I'm here to help you out in terms of advice and finding out some things because your dealership may not know as much as I do. That's fine, I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with having somebody, you know, work with me and then find out that they have deposits at other dealerships. It's not fair to any of the people that are involved in that situation. So let's get on to some fun stuff though. Jimmy in Windsor passed along a very cool item. This is a illuminated box that you can get for your die-cast 1/18 scales, and I just absolutely love it. It is a very, very cool way of being able to showcase your Corvette. It comes off, so if you wanted to show it to somebody in more detail without having the acrylic case, you can do that. Great idea, Jimmy. It's on Amazon. It was on $30 American, and it came the next day, as with everything from Amazon. I have a lot of clients, and I like to support local, and I have had a difficulty in being able to support alcohol companies because it's not very appropriate for me to hand you a 6-pack to thank you for your business when you're picking up your new car for me. I found a way around that though. About a year ago, I started thinking of this idea, and we finally have them produced now. Hand sanitizer has alcohol in it. So Paradigm Spirits in London, Ontario has made me some hand sanitizer with the Corvette logo on it. If you're in the local area, come by and grab one. If you need me to send you one and you live somewhere else, I have no problem in doing that. I think that these will fit a lot better in a bubble wrap container than the brochures did. And just for watching the channel, I want to thank you for that, and let me know if you're interested in one of these. Now, I have a major favor to ask you guys. We're going to get to these in a minute. The rims are starting to fly off the shelves. I've already done a video on that with the Silver Flare one, and I've already sold about 5 sets of those since that video, and I did a bunch of orders with people this week, and they also were ordering the base model set with the all-season tires, and then they were getting from me Vossens or 2120s because I am a Vossen dealer now. I would say almost 40% of all the people that have been ordering Vettes from me right now are upgrading to having a 2-set rim option. So they understand that having a winter set or a track set and then having your summer set is a really great idea in terms of having it, and it also fills the gap out a little bit better on the Vette. So Vossen rims is who I've been using. I haven't had any issues with them right now, but the issue that I am having is with the tires. These on the back are a big tire. This is a 21-inch, and it's a 325, 25, 21, and they are completely sold out in Canada. There is not a single person that can get one right now. If you can, I might have to eat my words on that, but I've talked to Michelin Canada, and there are none that are going to be available until May, mid-May. So this is a 2-part ask. I need some for my vehicle. This is actually for a client's vehicle. Their Vette is on the way up right now, and these are the HF4s, and then mine are in a box right down here. I'm not going to reveal them until I have the tires to be able to put on them and do a proper episode. But I don't have any tires available. Obviously, the customer has found Some, I don't know how he found them, but he's a very lucky person. I haven't been able to get them. The front tires on the 20s, you can get those. Those are easily available, and I've already ordered them. But the rears I can't get, and I have been looking in the States, and I found that there are some places in, for example, Liverpool, New York. You can get them at the Costco's right across the border in Detroit. And in a normal situation, I would gladly go over the border and get a set and then bring them back. But I can't. The borders are shut down right now. So I have no way of being able to get tires for my Corvette until mid-May. And I can't have that. I want to get these on there. I want you guys to be able to have a video to see of the installation process. And if somebody is willing to help me out on this, obviously I will compensate you for it and give you a big shout out. You got a blank check on this one. I need someone to help me out in purchasing a set of these rear tires and shipping them to me over the border, because Costco and this tire company in New York, they don't want to ship them to me for some reason, and I can't figure out how to do this. So if someone has a solution to this that can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. We are going to talk about these in full detail. I know a lot of people are asking me questions. Just one off the top of my head that a lot of people have asked me is the offset. The offset is 52 on these rims. In terms of diameter, this is a 12-inch, and then this is the 9. And the tire specs that we're going for, again, is a, forgot them off the top of my head. This is a 325, 25, 21. And then over here, we've got, this is embarrassing, a 255, 30, 20. So those are the tires that we have on them, and they are going to be in a full video for you to watch as well. So if you can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. I'd be very much in your debt. Now, another thing, I did finally get the gift to show you. It's not bang on, but it's pretty dang close in terms of it matching the paint. Obviously, with this being a metallic color, it's going to change based on where it is, but it's nice to see that beside each other to see how it looks. And then in terms of these Vossen rims, they're a really cool option. I'm very happy with them so far. The Hybrid Forge series is a cost-effective solution, especially when you're looking at doing other upgrades. But one thing that I would point out is the center caps and the valve stems caps, and then also the lug nuts are things that you want to include with the purchase as well. Not a lot of people have been doing that, and it's important to make sure that you do that, because just for example, the center caps that come with it, they're just black, they don't really pop that much, and we've been putting on some of these billet center caps and they look a lot better. This one's going to have some cool accents on the vette. I don't want to give away too much until you see it, but that might make a little bit more sense once you see the Corvette that those are going on. Also, door sills, illuminated door sills are back in stock. It was something that was being kicked off of orders, just like the high wing. They are now available. I have them in stock if you're interested in purchasing them. I put them on my vette because it has a lot more black than the brushed aluminum sill plate item, so it's a lot more of the black portion. And my color on my vette, the secondary one, is the black. So another really cool thing to talk about. If you guys have any questions, do you have any concerns, especially if you're in Canada, I want to help you out. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being bitter about this situation. I want to make sure that, especially if you're in Canada, that you know that I'm here for you. And if you guys are interested in looking at more of this content, hit that subscribe button and the the bell notification, and that way you'll be notified when I have more content coming through the pipes. I hope you guys appreciate these episodes. This one probably got a little bit longer than normal, and there was a little bit of an ugly rant in it, but I'm trying to do that to make sure that everybody is on the same page. If you haven't already watched it, Rick Conti has a really great episode out about this issue that I was talking about with the updates for 21 allocations. He goes into a lot more detail about it, and it's a very good watch if you haven't already watched it. So thank you very much, guys, and happy motoring.